So we're gonna start.
Okay.
If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Wonderful. Yes, I'm Jules Hyde. I'm the Director of Employment Services here at Scottsdale Training and Rehabilitation Services here in Scottsdale, or STARS.
Can you tell us one of your favorite success stories from your supportive employment program?
Definitely. One of my favorite stories is I worked with a gentleman here at a local grocery store in our traditional group supported employment model for a number of years, I think about 4 years. And this individual had a monicum of success there in that program, but behaviors persisted. And it was, it seemed obvious that he would continue to need the support, so much so that the, location, the grocery store that he was working at, would be hesitant to hire him on. And so when we were able to provide the employment first, or the customized employment, model, this provided him with some choice on what he wanted to do. And he, got very excited about a position with a local restaurant because he loves the culinary arts. And so we set up a small job fair with a local restaurant group, and we went down to the location. The interviews were supposed to start at 10 o'clock. And so we go down to the location. He was the first that was supposed to be interviewed. But I'm looking at my clock and it's 9:55 and he's not there yet. And I'm calling him, and I'm feeling lucky that I don't see the manager that we're supposed to be interviewing with yet. And then it's 10:05 and I'm starting to really freak out and sweat. And these guys are gonna miss the job fair, at least my first number one guy here. And the first up to bat, and first impressions, right? And next thing you know, it's 10:15, and I'm thinking, where's the manager? And where's our interviewee? Where? And then I see the manager pop out of the back where the interview room was at. And tow was what I thought was a manager of the location we were interviewing for, like a supporting supervisor, something of that nature. And she walks up and gets about 5 feet away from me, and I realized that the individual behind her was not an employee of the location, but in fact, the individual I worked with for multiplicity of years. He was clean shaven, he had put on a dress shirt, a nice hat, almost didn't recognize the individual at all. And I was delighted to find out that he had got there early, interacted with the manager, and had a wonderful interview, and indeed landed the position with this pretty high-end upscale restaurant. And from that point on, this individual went from being, basically nonverbal and really not interested in the work that they were doing, to being very communicative, very animated. I received word from their family members that they were talking about work in and amongst the day and around the dinner table. They even endeavored to volunteer at a homeless shelter on the weekends because of the newfound skills that they had received, and how they felt, the confidence they had, and the confidence they were able to build by going through the interview process, and landing that job basically on their own. So that to me is, one of my favorite success stories, because it really shows that, how employment and how having a sense of worth and being part of a team can really fill in a lot of gaps for our insecurities that we hold for ourselves. And that's what I see as confidence, strength, and poise in the individuals that get their own program and get their own employment.